Good morning, students. Today's topic is My Mother at 66 by Kamla Das. As all of us know, that aging is an important phase of human life. When a person enters his childhood, he experiences youth and is full of energy and he dreams to have luxury of life. Finally, he approaches his old age and he encounters death. Relationship between people becomes stronger at every aspect of life and they can't bear separation due to aging. In this poem, My Mother at 66, the poet Kamla Das relates a personal experience. She portrays a sensational separation of a mother and a daughter. She has been able to capture almost all the emotions which a daughter is filled with on bidding farewell to her beloved mother. Sometimes we do feel deep sympathy for someone, but we fail to express it in a proper manner. So let's discuss the chapter My Mother at 66. Before discussing the text, let's have a glimpse of vocab. The very first is doze. That means a short light sleep. Next we have ashen. That means very pale like that ash. Next corpse. That means dead body. Then sprinting. That means running very fast. Spilling. That means rushing out. Next is wan. That means pale, or you can say giving the impression of illness and exhaustion. And next we have egg, that means pain. Let's discuss the poem. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, dear students, the poet Kamla Das had gone to visit her parents' home that was in Cochin. On Friday morning, when she was returning, I saw my mother beside me, dozed, open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse. So, on her way to the airport, she noticed her mother sleeping beside her in the car. Her mouth was open. Her face was pale and lifeless, just like a dead body. It perhaps expressed the pain she felt because of separation from her daughter. Next, Anne realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. The poet was alarmed by the sudden realization that old age had crept upon her mother. And it was a reality which she found quite difficult to accept. The poet was pained to see her mother's colorless, pale face, and to divert her mind, or you can say to take her attention away from that disturbing thought, she looked outside the car. Looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. So, dear students, as all of us know that car was moving, so the young and green trees appeared to be running in the opposite direction. Here we have a term sprinting, that means running, but all of us know that trees appear to be running, in reality they don't run. And one more thing she noticed outside, that was a group of children rushing out of their homes to play. Actually, all this probably reminded her of her own childhood when her mother was young. Dear students, the young sprinting trees represent how time flies, and the children who are full of life and energy, so they also represent youth. So try to understand that both the young trees and children, they presented a sharp contrast to the mother who was sitting beside her, and actually she was old and suffering from ill health. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan, pale as a late winter's moon. So dear students, the young children and trees, they were not able to divert her thoughts away. But after reaching the airport and passing through security check, the poet looked back. She again looked at her mother, who was standing a few yards away from her. And her mother, she looked lifeless and dull, just like a late winter's moon, which cannot be seen clearly just because of mist and fog. And felt that old familiar ache, my mother's, my childhood's fear. All I said was, "See you soon, Amma." And all I did was smile, smile, and smile. So, dear students, once again, she was disturbed to see her mother in this condition as she was going away and leaving her mother. So, her old fear, or you can say her old familiar pain, that she would lose her mother one day, suddenly came back to her. So she tried to hide her emotions from her smile. Actually, she wanted to hide her actual feelings from her mother, and that's why she wore a mask of smile. She did not want to reveal the feelings to her old mother, and that's why she bade her farewell with a smile on her face. She gave hope to her mother and herself also by saying that they would meet again, and she kept on smiling. All I did was smile and smile and smile. Now we have poetic devices. Dear students, her face ashen like that of a corpse and pale as a late winter's moon. Dear students, like and as, they are used for the direct comparison, and the poetic device used here is simile. Next, smile, smile, and smile. Thought away and thought away. To emphasize something, what do we use? Repetition. Next, one more comparison here we have, but it's not direct comparison. It's merry children spilling out of their homes. Next one, poet has personified the trees, because the trees appeared to the poet as they were running, which actually don't happen. And the last is symbols and images. Dear students, winter's moon, what does it suggest? Winter moon here is a symbol of dullness, symbol of foggy, right? Then trees sprinting, they are symbolic. And what does it suggest? That time flies. And last one, merry children, that means happy children, full of life, full of charm. So these are the poetic devices which are used by our poet Kamla Das to adorn this beautiful poem based on a relationship of a daughter and a mother. Thanks a lot, everyone.